Cthulhu Priest might have been the second ever deck that we played on the channel, but how about the first one? Midrange Hunter, specifically a just like beast-based build, so we have, you know, a bunch of beasts, and some cards that synergize with beasts, and I've played this a couple times. It seems to play decently well, and, you know, let's get into it. Do I even want to ask what archetype this rogue could possibly be playing? I think I'm just going to keep the bat. I'm generally, I tend to mulligan fairly aggressively with this, right? So you want a 1-drop, and that's specifically Ellicat or Fiery Bat. I think it's still bat. You know, Animal Kind is worth keeping, especially if you already have some to play on 1 and or 2. And most other cards you can oftentimes just get rid of. You know, you don't keep a Tundra Rhino or a Houndmaster because they could be good at some point. I mean, yeah, Rogue will do Rogue things. Also, Swashbuckler. This might not be the, like, Jades and Cthulhu deck that is oh so common. I'm just gonna play double Ellicat. I have a Timberwolf in here, or actually I have two Timberwolves in here, I believe. You might have seen those. They did buff Timberwolf recently, so it has 2 health, which is actually fairly good. I've always been a big fan of Timberwolf. Direwolf Alpha was always more popular, but Timberwolf has the advantage that it buffs your entire board. So it's basically, if you play like a deck that's as heavy on beasts as this is, it is basically as good as a raid leader, except that it only costs 1 mana. Fan of Knives. Fan of Knives costing 2 is an older changer, right? Anyways, Animal Companion. I like Leok, but maybe not exactly when you don't have a board. Right? This would have been great if he didn't have Fan of Knives. You know, imagine if my opponent just was like, oh yeah, no, I guess I'm gonna leave the board be, or like I kill 2 of them. There are Jades in here after all. Maybe Swashbuckler is just a really good 1-drop. Maybe this is just Jades as well. Well, Tempo Houndmaster doesn't seem worth it. I get a feeling that this is not going to be a particularly successful match. What was that? I discard a... Okay. Well, not... Okay. Jade Telegram. Oh, this is one of the new ones, right? Look at 3 cards in your opponent's hand and shuffle one of them into their deck. Summon... Look what I just drew. I mean, I would have had one either way, of course, but... yeah, I guess that's also... Like, yes, card disadvantage, but also... you know... have a look at some Houndmasters and some Houndmaids, decide which one you want to ditch. It's like... Yeah. Yes, you backstabbed my Highmane. Would you want to do anything else? Okay, Jade Spirit. That's another card that they buffed, although, frankly, doesn't really matter, because it's much more about the Jades than about the actual Spirit itself. Most of the time. I guess it's better if you, like, actually played as one of your first Jade cards, where it's much more relevant. I guess there's not much I can do besides just... Well, I guess I could go for Toad and Houndmaster. Which would give me a 5/4 taunt that could possibly... Well, I mean, if it's 4... Yeah, you're just gonna run in the Spirit in either your face or the Thalnos. I guess if you don't run in the Thalnos, I can then kill the Thalnos with a Death Rattle, maybe, if I'm lucky, but that... I think I'll do it anyways. It doesn't just give me taunt, it also gives me the 4/3 in stats, right? So you have like a total of 9/7 versus 7/5. It's less sticky, which might be a problem, but my opponent has shown an ability to definitely clear the board either way. Lotus Agent. I don't think they buffed Lotus Agent, I think they only buffed Cabal Courier. Out of those 3. So yeah, that's... I mean, it's 3 mana 3/3, I guess it was better than Cabal Courier anyways. Because Was it? Did they change it? I'm starting to have that problem where they change so many cards at once, and it's been so long that I've played with any of them, that sometimes I'm just like, wait, did they change this one, or has it always been this way? Now that is a card that can maybe turn the board around a little bit. One of the new cards, Time Lost Raptor. It's kind of a weird one to have. Camp Target isn't that useful because I'm going to go wide. Health. I think you want to go for stats most of the time on those. So yeah, stealth is valuable to a degree. I think the attack makes for better trades though, so yeah, so Time Lost Raptor. It has a keyword from Witchwood and a keyword from Angoro, neither of which is in the Twist format. So I've said before, actually, I don't think that wasn't a video that came out, but I said before that the Caverns of Time is actually more like a Twist set than it's actually a Wild set. Of course, the Twist format in this iteration will only exist for a month, but it really feels like they tried to like build it around this particular iteration of the Twist format. And the Raptor is one of those cards where they put in keywords that are otherwise not in this format, so it doesn't fully fit. Also, yeah, Dark Iron Skulker, really good card. Especially back in the day. I guess it's maybe not as good anymore, but Twist, you know, it's basically like being back in those days. What are the chances that anything is going to be left on my board? I'll take Bestial Wrath. That's fine. Bestial Wrath is one of those cards that I used to just use because, like, hey, +2 damage. It's basically an Arcane shot when you go face. And, you know, you're a hunter, so you go face a lot. Also, by the way, the matchup felt pretty uneven before. But actually, besides the huge hand advantage of my opponent, it's actually fairly even. But yeah, Bestial Wrath actually also allows you to do really good trades. So you can, like, sometimes kill some really big things, especially taunts when you of course you want to go face. You know, you're a hunter. That's kind of what you do. But sometimes trading actually makes a lot of sense. If that's freezing, that's really awkward. Swashbuckler adds a random card, so there's no selection, so it might as well be anything, or Mark of the Wild from, yep. This is gonna be annoying if it's freezing, but otherwise it probably makes sense to just go for the, Bestial Wrath to take out the taunt. I didn't need the damage, but obviously retaining your Hymen probably makes a lot of sense. Also gonna kill the Swashbuckler guy and deal some damage to the face. Dart Trap? Question mark. I'm dead, so that's good. A
tactical error.
Yes, a tactical error. I noticed when you played Dart Trap that that could have been a thing. I will say it's a random secret. So if it had been Cat in a Hat, for example, I would have possibly. Well, actually, I would have triggered it because I did actually play a spell. Yeah, anyways. Let's try this again. Second match, and we're facing Priest. You don't see that many Priests. Time Lost Raptor very much not a 2-drop. I think I illustrated that well in the previous game, but you don't really want to keep Time Lost Raptor. That's actually more of like a late game card, like you're already behind, you need to build a board. Or, you have a Thunder Rhino out and you just want to win. Which, frankly, once you have a Thunder Rhino out, you're pretty good. The new signature Rostrike Cleric, I do like it. The problem is, Crimson Clergy is just better. I think I'll track here. And, ooh. I think I'll take the Bat? That seems like a weird choice. I'll take the Bat because I have a pretty good curve. And Bat slots in fairly nicely. For example, if I were to go Huge Toad onto Animal Companion on 3, Ball of Spiders and Fiery Bat on 4, right? Yeah, I think Crimson Clergy is better than Northshire Cleric, but I do like the new version of Northshire Cleric. We're also in a situation where it might make sense to coin Thunder Rhino on 4. Yeah, that's a decent trade. I think I'll just play my own Animal Companion. If I had a Timberwolf in hand, for example, Ball of Spiders might make a lot more sense. Same with King of Beasts. But I think, as is, always Leok? That's not how that goes. But yeah, no, as it is, I don't think it makes too much sense. Thunder Rhino could actually be used to kill his Leok. Same goes for Houndmaster, though. But you don't really want to Houndmaster a Leok. That doesn't... But you might want to Houndmaster something else. How do you feel about Houndmastering a Fiery Bat? And, you know, go face when in doubt. But yeah, no, this way... There's no good way to kill most of our board, right? Because you'd run the Shade into the Taunt, and I guess Leok face. I mean, obviously spells do come into play occasionally. It's not underway. You just go face.
Don't keep your thoughts to yourself.
We're in a bit of an awkward situation with the Thunder Rhinos because I don't really have something great to do with them. And sticking one is right now almost impossible. And this doesn't help. I still think I want to play one. I think I'm gonna trade into Leok to reduce the damage on the board as much as possible. Then Thunder Rhino to clear the board up a little bit. And I might just Rhino again next turn. I might high main. It depends a little bit on what's happening. Howard Shield is really good. Do you just have shield for the card draw and incidental value like a lot of priests, or are you actually trying to go for OTK priest? Because, you know... wait, how much... Yeah, he could have maybe dealt 20 damage otherwise if that had been OTK. There's Crimson Clergy. Okay, you can run both. I tried running both in the Cthulhu Priest when I first played it, and I just threw it together in previous video. I have since taken out the clerics in favor of Shadow Word Pain, which I forgot because, you know, normally Forbidden Word obviates it, but... Oh, I got to actually... This is interesting, because now I'm actually kind of spoiled for choices. I think I'll just use the ball and see where that takes me. Because right now, High main isn't optimal if I want to deal with the board. Well, that isn't good. Yeah, I think I'll use the bat. Take you out, maybe a little bit, I don't know. Yeah, I think it's just Thunder Rhino in and then just summon an Alley-Cat. It's better than Hero Powering because I did deal 2 damage either way, and I have some more board presence. But yeah, no, this is kind of the kind of shenanigans that you can do when you stick a Thunder Rhino. You kind of want to kill that. Yeah, sure, heal face. That's not very promising for your turn. Oh boy, that's even less promising. And hey, would you look at that big Wind Fury minion? Probably not worth actually playing, but when you have a Thunder... I mean, like, as in having in your deck. But, you know, 5/5 Wind Fury with charge, now that is really good. MC Tech? Steals my Wind Fury too. Ah! I mean, that still got some spicy trades. As a matter of fact, this might be a bit premature, but let me calculate some lethals. So I have, right now, 8 points of damage that I know that I can deal, plus Hero Power is 10. That's not quite enough. Wait, Hyena, I think Hyena is lethal, I think. So the way this works, right? Hyena obviously is what I want to trade. Hyena. And so you hit in the high main, and now this is 6, 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 12. GG. I just love these kind of turns that can just happen with this deck. Where, you know, you can just do some fancy shit with the Beast Synergy, especially with Thunder Rhino. And this is kind of what this deck can do. And this is kind of what I want to show off, right? I'm not gonna claim that this deck is somehow really good, but I do think it's good enough to, like, genuinely play on ladder. I mean, obviously, I'm once again hanging down at low ranks because I don't play that much Hearthstone still, but I've been having a lot of fun with brewing decks for this twist format, because it does remind me of the times when I, like, really arguably enjoyed Hearthstone the most. So yeah, that brings this episode to a close. You know, if you want to see more like this, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Give it a like if you enjoyed it. Obviously leave a comment below if you have something to say, or join the Discord server. Link is in the description below. That's it.